Hi, Collaborate, Elaborate. So, we are talking about Doctor Who this week, and our favourite episode. I tend to with Doctor Who. I tend to like the end of season episodes because I always think they're the best, and I think it's probably because they put the most effort into them and they conclude storylines and stuff. And yeah, I like. I mean, with a lot of TV shows that I watch, the final episode of the season is always like the good one. I don't know. And I find with Doctor Who sometimes that I go through this phase where I'm constantly waiting for that end of season finale. And that sounds really bad because I know there are always episodes in between which are really good. But yeah, ever since Matt Smith came along, I mean, like every week when I watch it, I would be excited, but then it would just be like the final one would be like all the answers are revealed and stuff, and so that really, yeah, I don't know. I seem to be like that. Yeah, I like the hype of it all. I love the drama, and I love I love just how it's set up. I suppose. I mean, I like things like Zelda because it's all about like destiny and fate and stuff like that. And Doctor Who is very similar, like where it's like this will happen to this person because of blah 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 blah, and it's like So, like, for example, I was really hyped to see the last episode of last season, where I won't spoil it for Molly, but some characters leave us, and I don't know, she might have seen it already, but anyway, yeah, basically, like, that was such a big deal for me, because I from the beginning of the season, I was like, they're gonna leave, this is how they're gonna leave, like, I pretty much guessed, like, not necessarily how I basically like managed to guess how they were going to leave, which I think was pretty obvious anyway. They made it very, very obvious with like hints and stuff. But you know, with Doctor Who, sometimes they do stuff like that, and then they throw you a curveball, and actually something isn't going to happen. And yeah, it was just kind of to trick you and to rubberneck you. Anyway. Yeah, so I really liked that episode, and I can't remember what it was called. But I think my favourite episode is either the final episode of Donna's season, where she like becomes one with the Doctor for a bit, and like there's that whole thing with Davros, and that was really, really well done. I really enjoyed that and thought it was fantastic. Probably one of the best episodes of Doctor Who, I would say. My other favourite is probably the final David Tennant episodes, which were the End of Time #1 and the End of Time #2, where, yeah, there's that scene with Bernard in the glass box, and it's just like, no, it's it's kind of heartbreaking in a way, because you know, like, what has to come. You know that to save Bernard, that the Doctor has to go in the other glass box, and then you know that it's kind of curtains for David Tennant. But yeah, I liked that as well. And the thing is, I really like about the episode is the bit where he says at the very end, it's like David Tennant's last line. It says, "I don't want to go," or something like that. And that was I think it was the last scene they filmed. And from what I heard from sources, like that was like really emotional for him, because this is the last thing he's going to do, and it was really funny. They actually called him back on set 10 minutes after they shot it and said they needed to do it again because it wasn't good enough, and he knew they were like taking them, like it wasn't true, but he went in anyway, and they had like a big surprise with loads of like party poppers and stuff for him, and like he was just like crying his eyes out. I think it's on YouTube, you can find it, but yeah, that was just like, oh, David. But yeah, they're my favourite episodes of Doctor Who. I hope you guys are all having good weeks. It is very snowy outside. Well, not very snowy. It was very snowy a couple of days ago. But now it's like sort of snowy. I don't know how well you can see that. But it's kind of melted a bit. But there we go. Anyway, I'll see you guys soon. Bye.